Hi, I'm Erik Jones, and you're listening to Verse by Verse. Around 15 years ago, I had a conversation with someone who was expressing to me how much he disliked his boss. To illustrate this, he told me that if he saw someone pin this woman down and start pummeling her, he would just calmly walk around them, find a phone, and call the police. His point was that he would do nothing to physically intervene to help her. That's how much he disliked her. This unpleasant story leads us into today's verse. Today's verse provides a definition of sin. Now, it's not the classic scripture defining sin, 1 John 3, verse 4, which tells us that sin is transgressing God's law. According to that definition, sin is actively doing things that break God's commandments. But if the man in the story had done what he said, would he have been sinning? After all, he wasn't saying he would physically harm his boss. He was just saying he would do very little to stop someone else from hurting her. Our verse of focus today shows, yes, that would be a sin. That verse is James 4, verse 17. James writes, "Therefore, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin." James' words expand our understanding of sin by showing that sin isn't just doing what is wrong, but can also be neglecting to do what is right. If we know what is right and consciously neglect to do it, we are guilty of sin. This is often called a sin of omission, omitting to do what we should do. In the case of the man in the story, even if he wasn't actively doing violence himself, he would have been breaking the spirit of the sixth commandment. The sixth commandment commands us, "Thou shalt not murder." But the real intent, the core, the spirit of that law is more than just prohibiting murder. It's really to teach us to love our neighbor and honor the sanctity of human life. By walking around and doing nothing as someone is pummeled, possibly to death, is breaking the spirit of the sixth commandment. It is neglecting to do what is right, which would be to do everything you can to intervene and help the person in the situation. Let's look at a few other examples of sins of omission that could be derived from God's 10 Commandments. Let's start with number 1, "You shall have no other gods before me." Now, the sin of commission would be praying to a Hindu god instead of the true God. But the sin of omission could be just completely ignoring and neglecting God altogether, not praying to Him, not worshiping Him, living as if He doesn't exist. So I could never worship a false god in my life, but still break the first commandment by totally neglecting God. Well, how about number 4? Remember the Sabbath day. The sin of commission would be working an 8-hour shift on the Sabbath, Saturday. But the sin of omission could be not working, staying home from work, but doing nothing else. Not praying, not going to church services, not reading the Bible, not fellowshipping. Again, I can refrain from working, but still neglect God's intent for the day by doing nothing. Or lastly, how about number 8, "You shall not steal"? The sin of commission could be stealing your watch, but the sin of omission could be finding your watch somewhere, knowing it belongs to you, but just simply never returning it. I didn't actively steal the watch, but I neglected to return it to its rightful owner. That would break the spirit of the 8th commandment, which is to show love towards others by respecting their property. And we could go on and on with examples, but hopefully the point is clear. We can sin by both actively doing wrong or evil, or by neglecting to do good or what is right. So let's read James's words one more time. "Therefore, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin." Perhaps we can understand it even better by inverting it slightly. Therefore, to him who knows to do good and does it, to him it is righteousness. Know what is good and do what is good. So, my friends, beware of sins of omission. Don't fall into the nefarious error of neglect.
Verse by Verse is a Life, Hope, and Truth podcast. Check out the show notes to find more free content, like videos, articles, and booklets in our Learning Center.